want you to think about this. Most landlords don't lose money on rent. They lose money on the wrong tenant. And the scary part is, most of the time, the warning signs were there from the beginning. They just didn't recognize them. I've reviewed hundreds of applications, and I can tell you that tenants follow patterns. And once you see those patterns, you can avoid a lot of problems. Hi, I'm Gabby with Nex-Gen Real Estate. I manage rentals across Chicagoland, and tenant screening is one of the most critical parts of what we do. Because once you approve the wrong tenant, everything about that becomes expensive. So today, I'm going to walk you through 5 red flags that I personally pay attention to, and most importantly, how I interpret them. The first flag is inconsistency, and this is where you have to slow down and look real close. I'm comparing application, pay stubs, employment verification, conversations, and I'm asking, does all of this align? For example, I've had applicants say they've worked somewhere for years, but their pay history shows gaps. Or the job title changes slightly every time they describe it, or dates don't match up. Individually, these seem small, but together they tell a story, and usually that story is not reliable. The second red flag is urgency, but not normal urgency, pressured urgency. I need to move in immediately. I'll pay you right now. Can we skip this part? And you have to ask why. Because strong applicants usually have options. They're not desperate. When someone is pushing you to move fast, there's often something they don't want you to see. Or they know something will come up in the application process, so they're trying to get approved before that happens. Number 3, references. This is where a lot of landlords get a false sense of security because they hear something positive and assume it's verified. But here's the reality. If a landlord says they were fine, that's not strong. That's neutral. And neutral usually means there were issues. Also, verify who you're talking to. We've had cases where the landlord was actually a friend. The number didn't match the property records, or the property wasn't even owned by the person answering. So we always cross-check ownership because this is one of the easiest areas to manipulate. Number 4 is tight financials. This is one of the biggest traps. They qualify on paper, but just barely. What that means, there's no room for error. If rent is $2,000 and they make $4,500, everything has to go right every single month. But life doesn't work that way. Unexpected expenses happen, and when they do, rent becomes difficult. I look for margins, not just qualifications, because margins is what creates consistency. So we look at debt to income ratio, and we try to get at least 3 times the amount of rent for income. And red flag number 5, which is behavior. And this is a tricky one. How someone behaves during screening is a preview of what's coming. If they're defensive, avoiding questions, blaming previous landlords, arguing about policies, that won't improve after moving. It becomes a bigger issue. On the other hand, strong tenants are clear, responsive, respectful, and easy to communicate with. That matters more than people think. Just remember, at the end of the day, you're not just reviewing an application, you're choosing who will live in your property. And that decision has long-term consequences. For anyone that's in Chicagoland area and wants this handled professionally, that's exactly what we do. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. As always, where's your future?